Hello friends, today we're going to see about a man who guarded Kashmir for 3 days. This story is not going to be an ordinary one. This is a sort of a story on a bravery of a man who faced all odds against him but still stood on the ground to obey the orders of his king. And his name is Brigadier Rajinder Singh. 500 militants from Pakistan have ventured into the independent state of Jammu and Kashmir in August 1947. The militants burned down villages after villages as they progressed deep into Jammu and Kashmir. The Maharaja of Kashmir, Hari Singh, had only one person he can truly rely on in order to stop this rampage, and the man was Brigadier Rajinder Singh, who was the first recipient of Maha Vir Chakra of independent India for its brave actions to protect Kashmir. In 1947, the 527 princely states of British India had only two options. After the independence from Britain, they can either join India or Pakistan. There's only two options they actually were left with. The sovereign states of India had no other choice, but there are some states which had huge wealth that they can control the decision of Britain. One of them was the state of Hyderabad, which was then overtaken by India using Operation Polo. The other state was Jammu and Kashmir. The critical state of this Jammu and Kashmir is due to the reason that it shares a common border between Pakistan and also with India. And the king was in a dilemma because he wanted to have a separate country. So he lobbied in Britain so that Britain can declare Jammu and Kashmir a separate country. But Britain was winding down from World War II and does not want to muddle up itself into the politics of Asia. So it said, no, it's not our responsibility. You take your own decision, and the cause of it or should be your own decision. And the Maharaja was keeping his mind open. He was approached both by Pakistan and India to join the respective countries, but he was still keeping his mind open. And then August 15 arrived, when India and Pakistan were finally free from British, and Kashmir was now the point of discussion. So, the Kashmir was a Muslim majority region which was ruled by a Hindu king, which was also cause for some resentment. And now Pakistan got the help of militants from Afghanistan who can go into Kashmir and occupy it part by part. And on top of all this chaos, the region of Gilit and Balochistan, which was part of Kashmir and under control of a British officer, declared independence and joined Pakistan, which was a major blow to the Kashmir king. Now, as the militants progressed deep into Kashmir, the Maharaja appealed India to send its troops to save him. But Lord Mountbatten and Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, told clearly that India cannot send its troops to Kashmir unless Kashmir signs the instrument of annexation with India. The Maharaja needed time to reconsider his proposal, so he called upon the only man who can save him, Brigadier Rajinder Singh, the army chief of Kashmir. The Maharaja's orders were very clear. Kashmir must be protected with the last man and the last bullet. Rajinder Singh hailed from a community from Kashmir who were famous for sending their one. Brigadier Rajinder Singh took up his battalion and moved to Muzaffarabad, where he is going to face a much larger army, but he is brave enough to stop them. Brigadier Rajinder Singh and his troops were able to stop the militants, but they were overwhelmed, and then they have to move to Uri on 23rd of October 1947, and to 26th of October 1947 they repelled waves of enemy attack and stood until the last bullet. In 27th of October 1947, the Maharaja of Kashmir signed the annexation with India. So once this is done, the Indian troops were flown into Kashmir via the Srinagar airport, and they were moving fast to help Brigadier Rajinder Singh. But unfortunately, as they were running low on ammunitions, Rajinder Singh was shot and he died in the battlefield. Rajinder Singh got new clothes as the immortal Dokra or the savior of Kashmir. Brigadier Rajinder Singh and his men put a hold on the advancing militants for about 3 days, which was very crucial enough because Srinagar was just few kilometers away from Uri, where they were stopping the militants. If Srinagar would have fallen, then Kashmir might not be a part of India at all. And also, Brigadier Rajinder Singh saved thousands of lives by putting the militants' advance on a hold. He took the orders of Maharaja to his heart and stood until the last bullet. For his bravery, Rajinder Singh was honored posthumously with Maha Vir by Army Chief Field Marshal K.M.Carriapa on 30th of December 1949. And Brigadier Rajinder Singh was the first man to be awarded the Maha Vir Chakra of independent India. So, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And also don't forget to click the bell icon. Thanks and bye.